Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all over the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. And we've got a whole bunch of callers on hold, so we'll get to them in just a minute, and we'll see what their questions are. It's always fun to see what everybody's questions are, and even more fun to see what Spirit has to say to answer them. But first, I want to introduce you to Nat and Celia from Melbourne, Australia. Hi, ladies.
Hello. Hi, Julie.
Hello. How are ya?
Hello.
Welcome.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're
welcome.
good. Thank you for having us.
Oh, my goodness. Everybody, I was on their show, about a month ago, ladies, I think, something like that. And so I said, they were so much fun. I wanted to introduce them to all of you. And the thing that's so cool about talking to them is it's 8 o'clock Eastern time in the U.S. and it's 10 o'clock Friday morning where you guys are, right?
Well, we time travel where we are. Yeah, that's right.
So we're talking to you real time in the future. How cool is that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, very fun. Very fun. Well, tell everybody. Go ahead. Say that again.
When you travel, or when we used to be able to travel to America, we would go back in time and we would, arrive before we had left. So that was weird too.
I guess. Oh, my goodness. Well, tell everybody about you and the work that you do and your show. We have the links to your show that I was on all my social media, and we'll post them, so it's really easy for everybody to get them. But please tell everybody a little bit about the work that you do and also your show and how they can find you.
Yeah, we've got a unique mix which combines myself. I'm a practitioner and have been in women's health. My background's Chinese medicine for over 17 years. And Cecilia is a voice artist, and we came together and created the podcast called The Wellness Collective, which is little pockets of anything to do with making your life better and giving you more information and helping you to have just different views on how to go about life, not just limited to, health is so many facets, right? It's what you think, it's what you eat, it's what you say, it's what you do, your environment. It extends to everything. So, yeah, we came together quite a few years ago now and have created many, many episodes of the Wellness Collective.
Well, it was fun for me to be on it, and I think I was probably a little bit different than most of your normal guests, right? How much do you have woo-woo on your show?
Well, we've had a few woo-woos, but yours was special woo-woo. Yeah, really good. We enjoyed it.
Oh, because yeah. Well, I think
it's stories and.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Go on. We like to just be open to people's stories, and instead of preaching to people, we like to investigate what's going on with different people's experiences, whether they're professionals or their personal experience, and I think we like to think that part of the collective is that people take little bits from all of that to add to their own life.
Right. Well, and the work that I do is complementary, I think, to the work that you do and that Western and Eastern medicine does. And it's just all part of the healing equation. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. Like, you can't separate either of those things. It's such a, we like to think we can separate everything, and it's not. It's all together. No matter what you look at, nothing is independent. When you really look at the how cycles and everything, cycles of life, cycles of everything. So the combination and understanding how that all comes together, I think, is really important and probably missing for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. What are a couple of tips that you can give to women and men, to everybody during this crazy time that we're all in? I know you guys are in lockdown again down in Australia. I don't know, did you ever get out of it? Has it just been locked down for a year and a half, hasn't it?
We've had
moments like it.
Oh, no, we had a big chunk of earlier in the year, but because it's our winter, it seems to have made it, the COVID thing more problematic. So, but yeah, I think we had like 3 days last week when we were unlocked. And then
we had 3 days, 3 days not in lockdown last week. It was just a taster of what life could be. I think we lived like people. I think, sorry, Cecilia, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
That's okay. No, you go.
Yeah, I just think in terms of giving some tips to people, I think the number one thing that Cecilia and I will absolutely agree on is being kind. You never know anyone's circumstance. You don't know what they're thinking or feeling. And it doesn't, just because you don't agree with somebody or you don't like somebody doesn't mean you can't be kind to them. And I think that's something that we really inject into our community and really try to support people to just have this awareness that they actually can be a good person, a kind person, and that just is a choice, really, at the end of the day. It doesn't mean that we're not human and that we don't sometimes think things that we might go, why, stop thinking that, that's not useful. But Cecilia, do you have anything to add?
I was just going to say that, throughout the lockdown period, I've found that just bringing things back to, and this is for life in general, that maybe we're all a bit busy and whatnot, but if you just bring it back to the basics, what am I eating today? What have I got planned? Am I going to go for a walk? Can I find time to just do the small things? Apart from the washing and, the house, I put that off my list because that doesn't bring me joy. But, like just trying to find things that make you happy, even if it's spending 5 minutes with your animal or reading a book, or I think the whole pandemic has made us realize that maybe we were doing a lot and maybe we didn't need to do as much as we were doing. I don't know.
I agree with you that it makes us appreciate the little things in life and family and just taking a step back. I talked to so many people all during the week that say that they've been working from home and they're dreading going back into an office. And a lot of people are going to be able to stay home, and companies and employees are figuring out that they really can get as much done at home as they could before. Are you guys finding the same thing?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
sorry, you go now.
No, go.
Well, I was going to say we've got our kids at home at the moment too. That's the double whammy of trying to work and make sure your kids are getting the education that they need and the socialization and the mental health, and so having the double whammy of parenting and working, that's quite hard. But otherwise, I think it's really opened up for many of us like more time because we're not in the car or on the train and what have you. And that's made a big difference. So, yeah, I hope there's some kind of hybrid that sticks around.
So your kids are all home still from school? They're doing it remotely?
Yeah, we're lucky enough to be trying to juggle the schooling from home as well as working. I'm not working from home, and Cecilia and I are lucky enough broadcasting is something that we can continue to do. But myself as a practitioner, and certainly for Cecilia as well, yeah, we're both juggling the schooling, which is, I'd have to say, if you rank it in order of things I like to do, it's right down there at the bottom. I am not a teacher, and so I have to try and conjure up every part of me to be able to just make it work. But I think that there's not a huge expectation on them, although it's I do hope that at some point they can get back to being at school, because I feel like that after a year or two of this, it's weighing in on the kids too.
Yeah, it is. I agree. Well, how can people find you? How can people find you and find your show?
Yeah, that's pretty easy. You can find us. We're on Instagram. We were just talking before we got on today, weren't we, about Instagram and the wonders of the social media. But we're on Instagram as the Wellness Collective Podcast. You can find us on all good platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of those. So we would love to invite anyone to absolutely head over and take a listen to the episode that we did together. But there's also over 150 other episodes that we would really love for others to check out as well.
Right.
So many.
Okay. Well, ladies, thanks so much for joining us. And we'll have all the links on the show notes. And everybody stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get some callers on. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Let's go to the phones. And our first caller is Pat. Hi, Pat.
Hey, Julie.
How are you, girl?
You?
I'm well. How are you? Please tell everybody where you're located.
Hey, your neighbor in Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, that's a couple of hours north of me, for those of you that don't know. Huntsville's where all the smart people live, Pat. Most people don't know that Huntsville has more PhDs per capita than any other city in the whole United States. And I think that's an interesting statistic. A lot of smart people. A lot of engineers, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, you got a question for me?
I do. I wanted to see if you could take a look at my husband, Chip. He's in Huntsville Hospital. He and I both, for a little over a week, have been having, I guess it's more like a viral flu type thing. And his oxygen levels went down last night, and we had to take him in so that he could get those back up. And I just wanted to see if you could take a look at him to see what you see in his chest, if you see anything, out of the ordinary, and any help you might be able to give.
Sure. What I'm going to do, Pat, and for those of you that are first-time listeners, is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit, because we're all spirits attached to a body having a human experience. And when we're attached to a body, we vibrate more slowly, simply because the body has mass. So, Pat, I'm going to hook into you energetically, and then from you to your husband, Chip. And it'll be as if I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI of him, and something will be identified, and then there'll be some type of energetic healing that will happen. So here we go. As I say, here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, up to Sweet Home, Alabama, still within Sweet Home, Alabama. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam. Straight up Interstate 65 to get to you in Huntsville. All right, got you. All right, going over to Chip. Chip, is it okay if I scan you energetically? Yes. I always ask, Pat, because I always ask telepathically, because I believe it's a violation of privacy. If somebody doesn't want me to scan them, I can, but I won't. I just don't think it's right.
Right.
So he said yes. So good job setting that up if you did. It's definitely a viral infection. Viral infections, to me, Pat, look like really watery beef broth. They're kind of that color, kind of a brown beef broth, but real watery. So what I'm doing is I'm forcing that viral infection out through the top of his head. And so I'm taking it from his feet all the way out through the top of the head. And it's coming out like one of those fountains, like a Pebbles hairdo. Well, you'll see that on little kids, and they'll have their hair They'll have a little girl's hair tied on top of her head with a ponytail holder. That's what it looks like when it's coming out. Okay, got that. All right. Now what I'm doing is I'm sectioning out his lungs. He's got a lot of congestion in there. And so there's a tube with a device on it that I saw used in surgery all the time when I was in that industry for 30 years. And it's just sucking all the crud out of his chest, the mucus and that kind of thing. Is he on oxygen now?
He is, yes. He is.
Okay. Is he able to breathe better?
Yes. Yes.
Good. Okay.
It has to be assisted, though.
Yeah. Well, that was a good decision to take him in, and he's going to be fine.
Okay.
He'll be fine. He's going to be fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. I really appreciate it.
It's so hard when you can't be with him, too, isn't it?
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. That's the difficult part is, not being able to be there. And, basing information off of phone calls. So I just, of course, value and trust you so much and appreciate you doing this for me.
Well, you get some rest, too, because when he comes home, then you're going to have to take care of him. So I think that's the silver lining in this cloud is that you can rest better at home than you would be able to if you were in the hospital. So do that, and then you'll be able to help him.
Sense of idea how long that they're going to keep him, Julie?
Right now I'm getting 3 days, Pat.
Okay.
Right now I'm getting 3 days. That now future events are fluid. That's what I'm getting at this moment in time. Things that have happened in the past are set. Things that are happening right now are set. Things that are happening in the future are fluid. So that's what I get right now. It could be different tomorrow. Could be different, in 3 days. Because and the reason that is the case is because there's so many variables that come in to affect an outcome. With that, there is, in the meantime, just to have it in your back pocket, look up Dr. Paul Marik, M-A-R-I-K.
Okay.
Marik. He's an ICU doctor in Virginia who's come up with a cocktail of steroids, vitamin C, and vitamin B, thiamine, that works great if Chip perchance would go into a sepsis situation with an infection. I don't see that happening, but whenever you've got somebody in the hospital and they're on oxygen because they're having trouble breathing, I just think that's good to know about that. So Dr. Paul Marik, M-A-R-I-K. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Pat. All right. Well, hang in there. I hope he feels better. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll get more callers on. Stay with us. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Welcome back, everybody. Let's go to the phones. And our next caller, Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Julie. How exciting. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Where are you located, girl?
I am in Edmonds, Washington, a little town just north of Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
Beautiful, gorgeous here.
Terrific. Well, good. Well, welcome. Do you have a question for me?
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your service. And yes, I do. I'm curious about, I had a stone some months ago diagnosed in one of my kidneys. And I've been working to release different emotions from my second chakra. And I just would love for you to work on my kidney and both my kidneys, and then any words of wisdom that you might come across.
Okay. Did you have the stone removed? Did you pass it, or is it still in there?
I don't know. I've been working to release it on my own with my guides and such.
Okay.
And
All right.
I just thought, well, I love listening to you working on people's bodies, and I know it's possible. So there you go. That's where I am.
Absolutely. You would know if that kidney stone was on the move because apparently it's crazy painful. My husband's had that a couple of times and it's just agony. So, all right, here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, hooking into you in Washington. Got you. Right kidneys where the energy went first. I can see a couple of stones in there. So I'm just pummeling the daylights out of it, turning it into powder. And then it will, you'll just pee out the powder from the stone. All right, let me look on the left one and see. I'm not seeing anything in the left one. Where did they see it? Did they see it on the right side or the left side? Do you remember?
So are you looking at me right side, left side? So for me, as you know, it was my left kidney, as I recall. Now, I was kind of in a moment, so I'm thinking it was my left physical kidney. Okay. And nothing in my right. Okay.
I'm looking at you from behind, so I'm not seeing anything in your left. I think you may have dissolved that one. I'm seeing a couple of them in your right kidney. So I've pummeled them. And so you'll just pee out the powder. So that'll be good with that. Let me see if there's anything else. They do not look inflamed.
Yay.
Yeah, they don't look inflamed.
It's so funny because I like when you were chatting about your experience, I flipped over and I just my whole body slumped forward. So thank you. Oh my gosh.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay, well, all right. Well, hopefully that'll work. And I do that all the time, that healing, and it works great. I've done it on my husband where they've gone back and done a scan and they can't find the kidney stones that were bothering him. So it works good. So hopefully that'll help.
My guides have been saying, do not go to the hospital, just stay the course. And I thought, I'm going to call Julie. So thank you, Julie.
You are most welcome.
Everybody.
Okay.
And
all right.
I really appreciate you. Mm-hmm.
Take care.
All right.
Bye, Stacy. All righty. Let's go to Lisa next. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Are you there? Oh, there you are. Hi. Oh, can't hear you. Okay, let's go to Ashley next. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Oh my gosh, so good to hear from you.
Thank you. You too. Where are you located?
Sioux City, Iowa. So I just talked to you not too long ago.
Okay, terrific. Sioux City. Got a question for me?
Yes. So I have been having a shakiness feeling in my legs and my ankles, and my doctor thought it was magnesium, but I guess I just want to make sure if that's what it is or if it's something else. It's just kind of starting to drive me crazy, and I don't know how to explain it to anybody other than it's like a vibrating kind of shaky feeling. That's the best. It doesn't. I can't look at myself and I'm shaking, but that's how it feels.
So it doesn't look like you're shaking, but that's what it feels like internally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me connect to you. Here we go. All right. Got you. Shooting energy. Yeah. Your legs look inflamed to me. Yeah. So let me see what's going on with that. Inflammation actually looks like red fog on body parts. So I'm getting that calmed down with royal blue anti-inflammatory energy just to get underneath it and see what's going on. You got some nerve stuff going on. So what I'm doing is I'm roto-rootering your nerves down your legs and irrigating those. Okay, right leg just did it. Left leg doing it. All right, pouring stem cell energy in both. There are vortexes that are forming above each knee. That's going to regenerate those nerves to help calm that down. Are you taking extra magnesium?
No, I wasn't. I'm wondering if maybe I should.
Absolutely. You can take a bath with Epsom salts too, because that's magnesium and that'll absorb through your skin. Yes, I would do both. I think it'll help.
Magnesium and Epsom salts. Perfect. And do you think it's anything actually neurologically based or no?
I do, but I think the magnesium will help calm that down. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're welcome. Let's go to Bonnie next. Hi, Bonnie.
Oh.
How are you?
Is me, Bonnie? Oh. Hi, Julie.
Hi, girl.
Can you hear?
I can hear you just fine. Where are you located? Where are you located?
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Skokie, Illinois, suburb of Chicago.
Yeah, terrific. You got a question for me?
Oh, I have tons, but I know I can only focus on one. I'm exhausted. I think when I get into my apartment, although I'm here all the time, that's probably part of it. I don't like going out because of the pandemic. I'm in all the time. But I'm not sure what my question is. Can you scan me to see, a general scan or something?
To see why you're so tired?
Pardon? Because
to see why you're so tired?
Being so tired. Yeah, well, I know part of the reason I'm so tired. I don't get enough sleep. I have a kitty, Alex, here, who likes to wake me up in the middle of wee hours of the morning sometimes. So, yeah, I guess so, then.
Okay, yeah, let me get you on my radar and let's see what's going on. How young are you, Bonnie?
I'm actually old. That's probably why I'm so tired. I'm one of the older gals here. I'm 73.
Okay.
And, I've been through a lot of health issues, so.
Okay. I just shot some energetic estrogen into you, which will help you feel better. It'll help give you some more energy. Go to Dr. Northrup, NORTHRUP.com, DRNORTHUP, drnorthrup.com, and read about bioidentical hormones. And that will be something for you to consider. That's going to help keep you healthy. It'll help keep your bones healthy, your brain healthy, your heart healthy, your skin healthy, and it will give you more stamina and more energy. So drnorthrup.com, look up the bioidentical hormones. I think the way to find somebody in your area who's a practitioner, Bonnie, is to call a compounding pharmacy. Do you know what that is? Do you know what a compounding pharmacy is?
Yeah. Yes, I am familiar with that.
Call a compounding pharmacy and ask them who is doing bioidentical hormone replacement and prescribing through them. And they'll give you a list of doctors in your area, and that'll be a really good way to find somebody that can help you. I think that will help a lot.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Feel better. Let's go to Jennifer next. Hi, Jennifer.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Hello?
Hi.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Where are you?
I'm in Rhode Island.
Okay, terrific. All right. I'm going to have to hold you over for the break. Jennifer. And when we come back, we'll get your question. Everybody stay with us.
All right.
You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan show. And when we come back, we'll find out what Jennifer's question is and see what the Spirit has to say to answer it. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, we were talking with Jennifer in Rhode Island. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, girl?
Yeah, well, it's a great opportunity to be able to speak with you.
Oh, my pleasure. You got a question for me?
I do. I've had in the last month and a half, some excessive bloating that I've never had in my entire life. I feel on occasion there's some gastrointestinal issue going on, and I've considered reaching out to a doctor, but I'm not really sure what to express is going on. So I wondered if you might be able to give me some insight. And in addition to that, I've been trying to lose weight, and with this going on, I feel like I'm going in the wrong direction.
Okay. All right. Have you been on antibiotics?
I was probably 2 months ago.
Okay. All right. Let me get you on my radar. My guess is you probably got a yeast thing going on. That's usually caused by being on antibiotics, which is a catch-22 because you need the antibiotics for whatever the infection is. And at the same time, it just decimates your gut biome. So here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading up to you in Rhode Island. And got you.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you're full of yeast. I'm clearing it out. Candida overgrowth is what happens when we go in on antibiotics. So a couple of pointers. Number one, food is the best medicine. So shoot me an email, Jennifer, julie@askjulieryan.com. We'll send you the link to get a gut biome test done. And it's a fancy word for a poop test. And it's going to tell you what the ecosystem is in your gut. And more importantly, based on that, it's going to tell you, here are your superfoods. Incorporate these into your diet. Here are the foods for you to avoid, some of which may be healthy, but they're just not healthy for you. And here are the foods that eat these a lot, eat these a little. You can do this test at home. You don't need a doctor's order for it. So send me an email.
Okay.
We'll send you the link. Anybody listening that wants that, just shoot me an email. A couple of other pointers, Jennifer. Stay low on the food chain. If God made it, eat it. If man made it in a factory, do your best to avoid it. I know, easier said than done. Shoot for 90%, 80 to 90% of that. If you if you can, stay away from everything processed. Yeast loves sugar. Yeast loves anything processed because it absorbs like sugar. Interesting fact, a piece of whole wheat bread absorbs 10 times faster than a teaspoon of sugar. Is that wild? But it's because it's so refined, and then they add whole wheat back in at the end. So avoid that. Stay away from anything fermented, Jennifer. Wine, beer, alcohol, kimchi, sauerkraut, yogurt, that kind of stuff. Stay away from that because your gut is a fermentation factory right now. So you want to avoid that. If you're going to eat fruit, peel it, because there's tons of yeast on the peel. And then if you have leftovers, you want to freeze them and reheat them. And that will save you a ton of food. And yeast grows on food when we leave it in the fridge overnight. And then get on an antifungal, Jennifer. My favorite one is nystatin. NYSTATIN, nystatin. Okay, so you want to get a hold of some nystatin. If you call your doctor that prescribed the antibiotics and say, look, I got a yeast overgrowth, I need some nystatin, they'll usually prescribe it for you. And that stays in the GI tract and it kills yeast on contact. So that will help you feel better.
And I do need a prescription for?
You do, yes.
All right.
All right. I hope that helps.
Wonderful. I appreciate getting a little insight on this.
You bet. You bet. I'm an expert on it because I had it for the first 40 years of my life. So all those pointers that I mentioned, they will help.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thanks. Take care.
So much. You have a wonderful evening.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's go to Jessie next. Hi, Jessie.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. Where are you?
I'm in McLeansville, North Carolina.
Oh, wonderful.
Near Greensboro and kind of Chapel Hill. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Terrific. Got a question for me?
Yeah, I just have a question. I sort of, I always pictured myself adopting kids, and I'm getting older, and I just wanted to know sort of guidance on, I've been thinking about having children, and I've been sort of passively trying for the last, I guess, 7 or 8 months. And so I just wanted to kind of see if you had any insight on that.
Yeah. So I've connected into you while you were talking. You have 2 babies' energies over your right shoulder. They look like orbs that you'd see in a photograph. Sometimes you'll see them in a family photograph. And those babies are birth babies spirits, and they're also adopted baby spirits. They can be either or. And so I see 2 of them over your shoulder. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So have you started the adoption process?
No, my coworker, my boss, she's actually my boss. She fostered her first child, and then they adopted him, and then her and her husband got pregnant, and they've just recently started the adoption process for a 3rd child, and she's talked to me a lot about it, and I have a friend that's doing foster classes in England, and I've thought about taking classes on that. I've just been sort of praying about it and just trying to kind of make a decision about it, I guess. Trying to
the gal that does my nails, who's done my nails for 20 years, her name's Angie. She and I are, God, after 20 years, you're good friends with people who do things like that. And she has 2 grown children that are out of college, and she is fostering a baby. They got her when she was about a month old, and she's now almost a year. Wow. She'll be a year next month, and they're probably going to adopt her as well. So I think that's a really good route to go if you're interested in that.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that helps. And then if you get pregnant, all the much better, right?
Yeah. So thank you so much for taking the time to take my call.
You are most welcome. Good luck. Keep us posted. Let us know what happens, and let us know how you get a baby, one way or the other. The fun thing about adopted babies is they attach to the mom's energy field before they're conceived too. So I think that's really sweet.
Oh, do they really?
Oh, yeah. We all choose where we're born, when we're born, to whom we're born, including adopted babies, too. So keep that in mind. All righty. Well, good luck. Thanks, Jessie. Everybody stay with us. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll get more callers on. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, so stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. We do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-775-7035, and the access code is 483-620-pound. Now, this information is available on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, and in the show notes, anywhere you download podcasts. Speaking of that, you can download them on pretty much every podcast network, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, whatever. You can also find us on YouTube and Alexa, and you can listen to my show if you want to live stream it off of my website, AskJulieRyan.com. So be sure to subscribe and leave a review at ratethispodcast.com/Julie, ratethispodcast.com/Julie. Call-in details can also be found on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. And we post the day of the show every Thursday, the call-in numbers and all of that. That's everything's at Ask Julie Ryan on social media and on YouTube. And let's see what else. While you're on AskJulieRyan.com, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. That's a question somebody has submitted online that's chosen, and then I answer it. And it ends up being my blog, and we'll put a note in the body of the email to remind you to call in with all these different phone numbers and everything. So I'm trying to make it easy on you guys. All right. You've got it like a whole bunch of different places. When you're on my website, schedule an appointment with me. And I'm booked out a couple of months, but the key is get on my calendar. And then when you get your confirmation email, click on the reschedule button, and that will show you appointments that have become available that are sooner. People reschedule all the time because they get on my calendar and then life happens and they're rescheduling. I had a gal, I think it was yesterday, who was scheduled for the fall, and she got in yesterday. It happens multiple times a week, so just click on the reschedule button. My class, Angelic Attendant Training for January of 2022 is full, but April is open now. So if you're thinking about taking my class, go ahead and sign up. They fill up fast, and then I'll love to have you in the class. It's an amazing community that you join of graduates, and you learn how to do all the stuff that I do. Because, I'm a businesswoman who learned how to do woo-woo, and I'm a buffet of psychicness. So you too can learn how to be a buffet of psychicness, do medical stuff, talk to deceased loved ones, tell how close to death somebody is, do past life stuff. And it's a blast. We have so much fun. I think we've had about 150 people go through the class from 10 different countries. The only prerequisite is you got to speak English, because that's the only language that I speak. So consider doing that. April of next year has opened. All right. Let's see what the question is for this week. It's from Monica. Monica lives in Lisbon, Portugal. And she asked, "Hi, Julie. I've always had a strong desire to search for answers to what my mission is in this world and on this planet. At the age of 35, I'm exhausted trying to find my purpose, what I'm good at, and what I should do for a living. Please help me. Thank you, Monica." And here's my response. Hi, Monica. Thanks for your question. It's one I'm often asked. Most of us believe we should know our purpose in life and know a route that will direct us to a destination of total fulfillment. Hate to break it to you, but life doesn't work that way. No wonder you're exhausted trying to find a path that doesn't exist. The missing link here is we create our purpose, also known as destiny, one step at a time as we progress through life. Every spirit incarnates to have the human experience, and that boils down to exploring and experiencing all life has to offer. Furthermore, each spirit comes in with a very generalized script of something it wants to create. It may involve being a teacher, as an example, maybe a teacher. As you can imagine, there are many ways to teach. It can be in a school, university, hospital, company, etc. The options are endless and may involve multiple scenarios in a lifetime. For example, a school teacher could become a corporate educator. You're still teaching, just in a different setting. We create our purpose, destiny, as we go through life following where we're led. Pay attention to what you find interesting, enjoyable, and just plain fun. That'll be your clue to figuring out your next step. Use your feelings to guide you. If something feels bad in any way, like you're bored, you have anxiety or fear, that's your spirit letting you know you've veered off course. Think of emotion as an internal GPS, and we all possess it. One last thing, it's impossible to make a mistake. Everything always unfolds perfectly in our lives and benefits us in some way. When we know what we don't want, it helps us create what we do want. So just enjoy the adventure. Thanks, Monica from Portugal. Great question. And I think, as I mentioned, it's one that most of us have at some point in our lives where we think, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I on the right path? There's no right path. It's where you're being led. Just pay attention to that. Okay, let's go back to the phones. And our next caller is Miss Mary. Hi, Mary.
Hi there. Thank you so much for taking my call, and I'm going to check out all your great stuff. I've already told a couple of my friends about you, so obviously I'm
wonderful.
I'm calling from Elgin, Illinois. I'm originally from Batavia, Geneva area. So we're about 40 miles west of Chicago.
Uh-huh. Great. Do you have a question for me?
I do. I noticed everyone was asking about medical things, so I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. I was just wondering if you could tell me if there's anything that comes through from either my bio dad or my real dad. I call my real dad the guy that raised me from the time I was 3, so I was wondering if you could pick up on anything.
Sure. Who do you want to talk to? Choose one, and they're both next to you. When we mention them, they come right in. And our heads are big satellite dishes, Mary. They receive and they transmit frequencies. So all we have to do to communicate is just think of them.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear from my bio dad.
Okay, do you have a question for him?
Yeah, just if he has any direction or any ideas on, what he sees within the next couple years or so in the area of possibly relocating or a career direction.
Okay, so Dad, is it in Mary's best interest to relocate to a different, where are you thinking? Someplace in the Chicago area or someplace out of Illinois?
Possibly the western edge or a little farther west.
Okay, and staying in Illinois?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
It's we're on the fence right now whether to stay in Illinois or to move into maybe Iowa, maybe Wisconsin, something like that.
Okay. Is it in Mary's best interest to stay in Illinois at this stage in her life? I'm getting a no. So explore that. Is it in Mary's best interest to move to Iowa? Yes. Is it in Mary's best interest to move to Wisconsin? No. That's what I'm getting right now from him. Is it in Mary's best interest to change careers? Yes. Do you have a career in mind that you're pondering?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
I'm an end-of-life doula.
Okay. Oh, God bless you for doing that work. And
I haven't been really able to break into it. I've got a very extensive background in social services and nonprofit, that type of thing.
Uh-huh. So you want to be an end-of-life doula. Is it in Mary's best interest to be an end-of-life doula? Absolutely, is what he's saying. And he's saying if you take some steps that the people are going to come to you. You got to take those steps.
Okay.
You got to do that. Have you read Angelic Attendance yet, my book, Mary?
I have not, no. It's on my list. It definitely is. I saw you just a very short time ago on a podcast, and I definitely have a lot of catching up to do.
Well, read that book and then read a book by Dr. Chris Kerr, Kerr, called Death is But a Dream. And in the meantime, just go to YouTube, go to my Ask Julie Ryan, or just Google Julie Ryan, Chris Kerr, Kerr, and you'll see my interview with him, and I think you'll really enjoy it because he did university-based research on how people see deceased loved ones and the spirits of deceased pets at the end of life. Close to 90% of whom in his research show that.
And on the podcast, I heard of your experience also, and I've had so many of those situations, and I've just received them as gifts in my life, and to just be able to hear that validation, it's wonderful. The problem I have is that I don't have a medical background per se, and in this era of COVID, I'm not really sure how to grapple the just the logistics and all the technical stuff. So,
Okay. Well, thanks for calling, Mary. Check out my book. Check out Dr. Kerr's book. And everybody stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll get some more people on the phone. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. So hang in there with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Let's go to Lisa next. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Hello, hello. Can't hear you. Okay. Well, let's go to, let's see who's next. Let's go to Isabel. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Isabel. Got to get off mute if you're on mute on your phone. All right. Well, let's see if third one's a charm here. Let's go to Rose next. Hi, Rose.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can, yes. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm terrific, thanks. Where are you located?
I'm in Chandler, Arizona.
Okay, terrific. Got a question for me?
Yes. My husband, I worry about him because he's diabetic, and in the past he's had sepsis, and I know sometimes it's hard for them to heal. And he hurt his shoulder back in November, and it's still bothering him. And he's been to chiropractor, and they did therapy, and then he went and got a second opinion. And the same thing, he has torn ligaments, where they said that he would need therapy. But I'm just wondering if he needs, if that's actually true, or if he needs surgery to repair those tendons.
Okay. Rose, what's your husband's name?
Zachary.
Zachary. Is that what you call him? Do you call him Zachary or Zach, or?
I call his full name is Zachary William, and we call him.
You call him William?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to you, and then from you to William. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to you in Arizona. Okay, got you. Got him. William, is it okay if I scan you energetically? Yes. Good job setting that up. All right. And let me see what's going on. The energy went to his right shoulder, Rose. Is that the one that's bothering him?
It's actually his left shoulder. Well, yeah, his left shoulder.
Okay. Sometimes the energy goes to the other shoulder or the other side of the body, because that's the one that's getting worked on the most. So we kind of give that a tune-up to help a little bit. I just follow where the energy goes. He's got inflammation on his right shoulder too. So let me see what's going on there. Get that calmed down. Inflammations, royal blue color, getting that calmed down. All right. He's got a little bit of a teeny weeny little bit of a rotator cuff tear in that shoulder. So I'm using stem cell energy to get that going. Sometimes things show up and they're asymptomatic, and we can head them off at the pass before they become a problem. All right, let me go to the other shoulder and see what's going on there. Okay, so his ligaments and tendons across the back of his left shoulder they look frayed. They look kind of frayed a little bit. So let me get some stem cell energy on those, and that will help repair all those muscles and ligaments and tendons and all that jazz in there. Stem cell energy, Rose, looks like a light amber colored gel, has sparkles in it because, it's woo-woo, got to have sparkles. And it has a watery consistency, reminds me of Dippity Doo. Do you remember Dippity Doo in the 60s and 70s, the hair gel? Yeah, that's what it looks like. So there's a vortex spinning above his shoulder on the left side. That centrifugal force is what transforms the stem cell energy into new body parts. So that makes sense to me when I saw that little rotator cuff tear on the right side, because he needs his right shoulder to help him. Right. And so he got a 2-for-1 healing there. He got both shoulders healed. The healing happening on those. So I hope that helps. Is it in William's best interest to have surgery on his shoulder? I'm getting a yes at this moment in time. So if he decides to do the surgery, that will help smooth the surgery. It'll go very smoothly since it's already happened on the energetic level. So hopefully that'll help.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thanks for calling. Hope he feels better. Bye-bye. All right, let's go to Pamela next. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Pamela. Well, you got to get off mute, you guys. That's what's going on here. When I call on you, you got to stay off mute. Pamela, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Okay. Let's go to Alan next. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Julie.
How are you, sir?
Good. I'm in Des Plaines, Illinois, near O'Hare Airport.
It's like the Chicago show today. We got all these Chicago people.
There was, Skokie and Elgin, yeah.
I know, a bunch of them from Chicago. Yeah. Well, welcome. You got a question for me?
Yes. It's concerning my wife, Jerry, and it's Jeri.
Yeah.
She's got some nodules on her lungs. She's having a little bit of hard time breathing, and she's been bloated, experiencing bloatingness too. If you can help her, please.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to connect to you, Alan, and from you, I'll go to Jerry. So here we go. Laser beam heading back to Chicago. I am going to hold you over for the break because we're going to need to take a quick one here. When we come back, we'll see what's going on with Miss Jerry. Stay with us, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, we were talking with Alan in the Chicago area about his wife, Jerry. Alan, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So the nodules in her lungs, what are they saying about them? They look pink to me. They don't look malignant.
They just said they found them. They said it could be, a couple of different things. It could be inflammation, it could be infection. But then they recommended a PET scan for her.
Okay. All right. What I've done is I've removed them during the break. They do not look malignant to me. And when you hear nodules in the lungs, that's the first thing that everybody thinks of. So that's the good news. What I did was I encapsulated them and removed them during the break. As far as the bloating goes, she's got yeast overgrowth. Did you hear our caller before about the yeast? All those different pointers, stay low on the food chain, all of that. You want to get her some nice statin. And why Statin. It's an antifungal that stays in the GI tract, Alan. Kills yeast on contact. It's what they give babies when they have thrush. So it's very gentle and it works great. If you email me, Julie at AskJulieRyan.com, we'll send you the gut biome test link. And I would recommend that she consider doing that. And then that will tell her what her superfoods are and what are the foods for her to avoid. So hopefully that'll help.
Okay, Julie, that and then that's the same thing with and the breathing problems too.
Yeah, with the nodules, and the gut biome is really an interesting thing because a lot of breathing issues, asthma and other breathing issues, once you get the inflammation down in the gut, that's where it starts. The rest of the body heals. It's really quite remarkable. So that would be the route I would go. And in the meantime, I've energetically removed it's spirit working through me and with me when I say I. And that should help as well. But I would do the gut biome test and get her on some nice statin. And hopefully that'll help. Thanks for calling.
Great. Appreciate your help very much. Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye-bye. Alrighty, let's go to Lisa next. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Julie. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good job staying off mute. I always tell people stay off mute so I can control it from my dashboard. Where are you located?
I am in Westerville, Ohio.
Okay, near Columbus.
Of Columbus, yes.
That's right.
Near Columbus.
Terrific. The place of my birth. Yeah, special place.
It's fun. We are having all kinds of electrical storms tonight, so hopefully, I've had some trouble listening, but hopefully I'll be good for a few minutes here.
Wonderful.
So here's
well,
my
you got a question for me?
I do. The oddest thing has happened. I, walk a lot and have no issues with my feet. And 2 days ago, the sole of my foot, the fatty part near the big toe, just felt like pins and needles, and it was painful to walk. By the next day, the pain has subsided, but I can still feel it. And, I'm 2 days out. It's like, what in the heavens is going on? There's no discoloration. It isn't swollen. It's just painful.
Mm-hmm. Does it feel like you're walking on a rock?
No, it feels like I'm stepping on needles.
Okay. All right. Let me see what's going on. Energy's going to your right foot. Is it your right foot, Lisa?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me see what's happening there. Yeah, it's inflamed. It's not gout. What is called? I'm getting a neuroma, which is it's irritation, and it can form. It's like a little pebble in there with some scar tissue. So what I'm doing is I'm removing it. You've probably gotten it from wearing some cute sandals in the summertime that don't have any support in them. I find that women especially, a lot of times our feet get a little whacked in the summertime because we're wearing sandals and they're cute, but they're not really all that helpful with our feet. So I've removed it, and hopefully that will help reduce the pain and the inflammation going on there. Do you see a chiropractor, Lisa?
I do.
Okay. Tell your chiropractor about it, because a lot of times they'll use this little activator thing. It's this little device that has a spring loaded, and they'll kind of, it's like they cock it, and then it causes a, how can I explain this? It causes a jolt, kind of like a pressure on a point, and that works really well for the neuromas. I believe this is called a neuroma, and hopefully it will. They do heal on their own, but your chiropractor can help you with that. So ask your chiropractor about that next time you see them.
Thank you. I'm glad it has a name, and I do believe I'm guilty of wearing those possibly unsupported sandals.
Cute sandals. Yeah, I know. It's summertime. Okay.
Way too cute.
I hope you feel better.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye. All righty, let's go to Mary. Hi, Mary. Hi, Mary.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello. Hi.
Hi, my name is actually Shawnee. Mary is my mom, and we're on the same phone plan.
Oh, there you go. Well, hi, Shawnee. Welcome. Where are you located?
Hi. I'm located in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
I lived there when I first got out of school.
Really?
I did. In the Country Club Estates condos on Minnehaha Road, I think. Do you remember where that is?
Well, I don't actually know. Well, I think I've seen Minnehaha Road. I live off of 41st.
Do you know where Minnehaha Country Club is?
I'm just recently. I moved here about a year ago, so I'm still kind of learning places.
Okay. All right. You guys get some serious snow up there. Holy Moses, girl. Whoa.
We did get quite a few storms.
Oh, I left there and I swore I'd never live where it snowed again, and I haven't. I was like, that did me in for the rest of my life. Living there for 3 winters.
It's a lot.
Oh, geez. So, well, you got a question for me?
I do. And it's actually about my fiance, Eric. He's in the car with me. I was just dropping him off at the airport, and they canceled his flight, and so it's kind of crazy. But so he just had some imaging done, and they found a desmoid fibromatosis tumor in his abdomen.
Oh boy!
And I'm wondering if you can check in to him and see what's going on with it, or just give us more information about it.
What are his doctors saying?
His doctors are saying, well, he's kind of meeting with lots of people, and they've found out that it's not in his colon. And what else did they find? They talked about surgery and other treatments, but nothing set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's leaning towards the surgery route. But it's still we got to talk to the right people, and we want to find the right surgeon who's done it multiple times and everything. So it's just finding the specialist for it.
Right. Well, I used to call on those hospitals up there, Sioux Valley, and then also McKinnon. So I knew them well back in the day when I was a hospital supply sales rep, and they're both terrific hospitals. They were then, and I know they are now. So you're in good hands with that. So let me get him on my radar. I'm going to ask him if I can scan him. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Birmingham up to you in Sioux Falls. All right, got you. And your boyfriend's name's Eric, right? Yeah, Eric. Okay, so Eric, is it all right if I scan you? It's Shawnee, right? Your name?
Yeah, that's
Shawnee's. Yeah, I'm talking to Shawnee. Okay. He's saying yes. Good. All right. Going in there. Okay, so I've encapsulated it. The tumor, removed it. I encapsulate it. It looks like it's in a plastic bag, almost it's a membrane around it so that those cells don't go anywhere. Shawnee, what I'm going to do is a DNA healing on him as well. And so I'm watching 4 strands of DNA get resequenced. That will help correct the mutations that are happening with him right now, causing the cells to behave in a way that's less than optimal. And so hopefully that will help to keep us posted on how he's doing. And hopefully that will help.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Bye. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll get some more callers on. Stay with us. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Welcome back. Let's go to the phones. And our next caller is Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Hi.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Hello? Hi. I'm not on mute.
No, you're not. I can hear you. Good girl.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm pretty good, but I have a question for you. I'm calling from Bedford, Massachusetts.
Yes, ma'am.
And the question I have is, I had some surgery. I had a heart attack, essentially, in October. And somehow, my phone, I had to go to another phone. I was losing battery. I had damaged or something, bruised my tailbone somehow. And my fingertips on my right hand, 3 of them, and the corner of my mouth sometimes get numb from the way I'm sitting. And I don't know, I mean, it's been a while, so I don't know if it's permanent damage or if it's something I can do, because they sort of dismissed it like nobody was interested in hearing about it.
And you had surgery? What, did you have a stent put in, or what happened?
Hold on one second. When I switched, I screwed up the phone. What did you ask me?
I said, did you have stents put in, or a stent, or did you have surgery?
Yeah, I had stents put in.
Okay, and ever since then, you've had the numbness since that procedure was done?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it should be, if I sit the wrong way, my right edge of my tailbone goes numb, and my fingertips on my right hand go numb, 3 of them, and the corner of my right side of my mouth is numb.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. So let's go. We're just going to roto-rooter. We're just going to do a healing on your neurological system. So here goes. And imagine that those nerves are tubes, and there's a little tiny corkscrew that's spinning inside those tubes, and it's tunneling through the debris that's in there. When we have injury to nerves, it causes debris to get inside the neural tube, is what I perceive. And so it's dead cells and things like that. And so what I'm doing is I'm tunneling through that, Nance, and then it's being irrigated, and then there's stem cell energy going in, and that's going to help regenerate that nerve tissue. Chances are you may have had some injury when they were doing the procedure on you.
Yeah.
And just from how you were positioned.
That's exactly what I figured had happened, but when I mentioned it to one of the doctors, they said, well, maybe you had, can't think of the word, a stroke. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, are we going to do anything to figure this out?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, hopefully that'll help, that healing.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you.
You bet. Thanks for calling. Bye.
Take care.
Okay, let's go to Siv next. Hi, this is Julie. Siv, I have SIV 206 area code. Hello, hello. All right, well, let's try Isabel again. Isabel, are you still with us?
Hi, it's not Isabel. Isabel's my grandmother. I'm Conrad calling from Carson.
Hi, what's your name?
Oh, I'm Conrad calling from Carson, California.
Hi, Conrad. Where are you located?
I'm in Carson, California, near Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah. You got a quick question for me?
I did. So it's kind of about my godmother, my Aunt Rosa. She recently had some cancer in her stomach. They removed basically all her stomach, and she was healing well. It looked like the procedure went well. They removed all the cancer, but then she had an infection and she was in a coma. She's getting out of the coma. I'm just wondering if you can send healing to her or if she's going to be okay. I'm hoping she's okay.
Sure.
I'm sure it's problematic without a stomach.
Oh, gosh. I can't even imagine. Okay, so what I'm doing, Conrad, is I'm going to connect to you and from you to Rosa. Is she still in the hospital?
She is.
Okay. All right. So she's someplace in the South Bay. Where is she located?
Harbor City? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I just think it's
Yeah. And I know all those hospitals, too, because I used to call on all of them when I was a rep a million years ago in L.A. So it's always fun to hear what hospital people are in and places where I know them.
Harbor City Center.
Yeah. All right. Gotcha. Got her. She's in phase 7 of 12. She is in, do you know what the 12 phases of transition are, Conrad? Have you heard me talk about those? It's what we go through as we're dying, and we're surrounded by angels and deceased loved ones. And there are 12 that we all go through, whether we die instantly or in a case of like a homicide or a suicide and it happens quickly, or whether it happens over days, weeks, months. She is in phase 7. I'm unable to scan her because her spirit's out of her body. Doesn't mean that she's going to transition. People can move in and out, but right now she is in the phases of transition. So I know that's not what you want to hear. If you go on my website, Conrad,
that makes sense.
If you go askjulieryan.com and click on the 12 phases of transition, you'll see illustrations of what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Yeah,
You're
I've
welcome.
I've heard your podcast before, so I'm familiar.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully, that'll help if you look at the illustrations. Good luck to her and to your family. Okay, everybody, that's it for this week. Thanks to everybody that called in. For those of you I didn't get on, please call back next week, and I will do my best to get you on. In the meantime, everybody have a wonderful weekend and a good next week, and I will see you back here next Thursday. Sending you lots of love. Mwah, from Sweet Home, Alabama. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Instagram and YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan, and like her on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan. To schedule an appointment or submit a question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.
This show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Please contact a licensed professional. The Ask Julie Ryan Show, Julie Ryan and all parties involved in producing, recording, and distributing it assume no responsibility for listeners' actions based on any information heard on this or any Ask Julie Ryan shows or podcasts.